What's going on, boys and girls? Well, you know me, I like breakfast foods. I like eggs, scrambled eggs anyway. I like to cook them. And I saw this recipe online today and I decided I was going to try it. It's an Asian meal. You can use it as a breakfast entree or you can use it as a hors d'oeuvre, or, if you just like eggs like I do, you just eat it like eggs. So it's an easy recipe. Just follow it along and maybe you'll try it. Alright, of course we're going to start off with some eggs. We're going to start off with some paprika, some salt, pepper, some a whole onion, and it calls for a turnip. This right here is a daikon. It calls, for a turnip. This right here is a daikon radish, so we're going to use a radish instead of using a turnip. But if you have a whole turnip, you can use one of those. Now we're not going to use that whole radish in there. We're just going to use about the size of a regular sized turnip, so about the size where that onion is. And also it calls for a little bit of about a tablespoonful of flour. If you're not into flour, I'm sure you can use some coconut flour. It also calls for something called nigella seeds. I didn't have any nigella seeds. I didn't get a chance to go by the store, so something that's equivalent to it is either sesame seeds or cumin. So we're going to use a little bit of cumin. And we're going to use some paprika, if I didn't say that. All right, so the first thing I did was I cut the daikon radish about this size right here, and I figured that's going to be equivalent to a whole large turnip. Then we're going to peel that because we don't want all the the roots and things like that on, so we're going to peel it. All right, so what I did is I took the grater and I grated the daikon radish here, and it comes up to about maybe 2 cups or so, maybe a cup and a half. All right, now we're going to add just about a little bit of, like, half a teaspoon of salt to it. And we're not doing this for taste. We're doing this so that it pulls all the fluid, or pulls some of the fluid out. This daikon radish has a lot of water in it, guys, and you don't want to use all that water in your recipe. So we're going to let that sit. We're going to mix it up a little bit and then let it sit for about 5 minutes. All right, now, so it calls for a large onion. This is like 2 medium-sized onions. I noticed that once I looked at how much of the daikon radish I had, that I wasn't going to have enough onion, because you want the onion to be double what your daikon radish or your regular radish is. So this is 2 kind of medium to small onions that equals out a large onion. We're going to cut it. All right, you're going to cut it crosswise like this, and then you're just going to separate the spirals out this way right here, guys and gals. All right, it's been about 5 minutes. Look at all that fluid that pulled out of there. If I could steady my camera, but that pulled out a lot of fluid. And we're going to take you can either take your hand and wring that out, or I'm going to take a little strainer and do it. All right, what I'll do is I'll just take a paper towel and I'll just push it down in here. And look at all that fluid that comes out of there. Again, I'm not going to show you all of this, but you guys kind of get the gist here. So I want to show you something. You see all that fluid that came out of those daikon radishes, and see the paper towel actually soaks up some of it too, so you're getting some in the paper towel and it doesn't stick to the paper towel. All right, now we're just going to dump our daikon radish in there with our onions, and we're going to add our egg. Alrighty, so we got our 3 eggs in there. We're going to put our bread flour in there. That's about 1 heaping tablespoonful of bread flour. Now, I don't usually use a lot of bread flour or flour. I usually use coconut flour, and then we're going to mix all this up. All right, we're also going to use about a teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of pepper, and about maybe a quarter to a half a teaspoon of salt. Then we're going to mix it all together. All right, you want to mix it thoroughly here, and this will probably make 2 servings here, or 2 large platterfuls here. And so we just want to make sure everything is thoroughly mixed. All right, now you want to use about 3 tablespoonful of olive oil. just to kind of coat the bottom. That was probably about 2 tablespoons in that bottle right there. And then we're going to add our mixture in there. That's why I said it'll probably make 2 of these. But you want to get them so that they spread out. Let's get a little juice in there. And then we can put the other half in another preparation here. And I've got that on medium low. You're gonna cover it up and you're gonna cook it for about 12 minutes. So if you're real hungry, this ain't the meal for you. But if you got some time to wait, give it a little while. Oh, we also got to put a little bit of our cumin up there now as well too. And again, it calls for some type of seed, but we're gonna use our cumin. There we go. We don't want to overdo it with the cumin here. 12 minutes. All right, it's been about 12 minutes, but I don't think this is going to be quite ready yet, y'all. No, it's not. So I'm going to turn the heat up to maybe medium, because medium low is just not. I guess if you're on a gas grill or a gas stove, that'll work, but not for an electric one. So we're going to turn that up to about medium. All right, we just went a couple of minutes with that. Now we want to be able to lift this up a little bit here, yeah, and check to see what it looks like on the other side. I'm thinking it looks good, so we're going to flip that, guys. All right, we got it flipped over, and I only flipped it once too, guys, so we're going to let that cook just a few more minutes there. So the temperature's got to be at about medium. I mean, you don't really want to have that little bit of a scarring on it, but that's not too bad right there. You want to cook eggs kind of slow, so I think it's going to be like not quite medium, but not quite low either. So we're going to cook that a little bit longer. All right, we let that cook about another 4 minutes or so on that side, and it's moving around like it's done. I'll check the other side to make sure it is done. We don't want to do that now. That's not quite what we want. All right, so we're going to remove that over here. Didn't want it to fall apart, but that looks good. So we're not going to go through the whole spill. We just added our other one in there. We're going to let that cook on the medium, kind of like the medium low to between the medium and the medium low temperature here. So we're going to let that cook for about 12 minutes or so and see how that one comes out. But that's basically it, guys. We're going to eat this thing and see what it tastes like. All right, we're going to taste this, guys. Very good. It tastes like an omelet. It tastes like I don't know what kind of omelet it tastes like. Almost like I really can't taste the daikon radish. Daikon radish has a really mild taste. It's sweet with the onions, but it's very good. You gotta try it. You could probably cook it a little bit faster than I did, but I was trying to follow the recipe. So you gotta try it, cook it. Tell me what you think. Thanks, guys. We'll catch you next time.